Well, hello all my crafty friends. I'm in the craft room and I thought I would bring you an upcycle today. This will be my first upcycle. And there's two girls just dying to say something. Go ahead, girls.
What up, YouTube?
Okay, sorry about that. I have a teenager and her friends are over, so I'll let him do that. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to take this can and we're going to make this into a beautiful fall decoration. I think my plans is to actually make it a planter, put fall flowers in it that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm not exactly sure yet. When I decide what I'm going to do on the inside, I will actually do another video. But today we're just going to focus on the outside of the container. And this is actually just a hot fudge, a large hot fudge container that I got from work and cleaned it out. You can use anything, big or smaller. I mean, you could take it down to a soup can. When my daughter was in school, I actually would make these Halloween buckets for her class. I would make them for all the students and they loved them. And I used paint cans at that time. I had a local store in my city in Norton that would sell them to me. Shout out to Vic's. But anyway, they would sell me the paint cans for a couple of dollars and I would decorate them and they would have their little trick-or-treat containers. It's quite cute. So the supplies you're going to be using today is any kind of decorative paper. Now I have scrapbook and paper that I had from my stash. I think this came from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. I've not bought new fall paper in several years because I've been trying to use what I have. So I think that's where it came from. You could do scrapbook paper. If you're a seasoned crafter or a crafter, I'm sure you have something. You could use wrapping paper. You could paint it. There's so many things that you can do, and I tell you, a great channel to check out is Gift Basket Appeal. Tracy is fantastic at doing upcycles with containers. So we're going to be using our paper. We're going to be adhering it today with Modge Podge, and this is just something I had. It's matte Modge Podge. If I'm not mistaken, your Dollar Tree actually sells this now, so you can check it at your Dollar Tree. It's a much smaller container, but it's $1, folks, so you can go try that. Our handy dandy foam brush that I love. I love these foam brushes. I have a paper trimmer to trim my paper, and I actually have some raffia as well. I think I'm going to use that. I'm not 100% certain yet, but I do have that, and it makes such a mess, but I love the look of raffia. So that is what we're going to do. Quite simple, shouldn't take long at all. Put the Modge Podge here to the side. Now, this particular can is going to take 2 sheets of crafting paper, of scrapbook paper, because of how long it is. This is 12 by 12, so 12 inches around in diameter is not enough. So we're just going to paper piece this together. So I'm going to put these to the side, and I have 1 sheet already cut, but I thought I would take you through the process and how I did this. Now, you obviously could take a tape measure or something. You could measure this. I'm not big at measuring. It drives me crazy. And I know as a crafter you wouldn't believe that, but I really don't. I hate to measure. So I get it where I think it's right. And I just bump up the paper against the lip right here. And you have another lip at the bottom of the can. All cans are made this way. And just get something that's going to force an impression on your paper, scoring. I have my Cricut stylus because that happened to be on my desk and it's handy. So all I'm going to do is make an impression, just go along that line there. Now this is actually scrapbook paper, it's not cardstock, so just be careful when you do it so you don't tear it. That way you'll get a really good edge. And then I'm just going to bring my Cricut trimmer over here, and I am going to line that impression up. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm just going to line my impression up on my trimmer and cut that out. And it looks like it's around 7 3/4, a little bit less than 7 3/4. So I'm actually going to go to that line, and that looks pretty daggone close. So we've got our 2 pieces of paper, and it's a little bit bigger than the impression, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Alright, so let's just line this up and see. Well, look at that. That's pretty daggone close. Those 2 sheets of paper are pretty close. And what's so cool about a project like this, you're going to have a seam back here, like this seam. You're going to have a seam where your paper meets, but you can set that in the back or set it up against something, and you're not even going to see that. So now this is rigid, so this is not a smooth surface, so it's not going to stick 100%, I don't think, but it'll be close enough. And see, all we're going to do, look at that, it's just going to fit right in the edges. So I'm going to take some Modge Podge. I'm just going to Modge Podge this paper up. Now, I'm putting it on my paper. Some people might put it on there, and I have scrap paper under here, and I'll just tell you, I make a mess. I'm one of the messiest people in the world when it comes to crafting. If I have ink, I have it everywhere. If I have paint, whatever it is, I usually get it. But the great thing about Modge Podge, it actually dries clear. And if you put it on the outside of the paper, it's actually going to act as a protective coating. Okay, so let's take the Modge Podge over to the side, and we're going to line this paper up right here. And you've got just a few seconds. You can actually play with this and get it straight. I'm going to get it in there. Okay, now you're doing Modge Podge. You want to just work that in. I'm going to work it. Now, it's going to catch the ridges of this. I thought that it would, but that's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. Not a big deal. I know it's there. I'm sure people that come in my house will never notice that. Okay, so where the can is not smooth, you can actually see the ridges, but I'm cool with that. By the time we do everything we're going to do, it's okay. Now we're just going to make sure that end is really good. All right. Okay, now we're going to go for the second round, and I have Modge Podge all over my hands, and I did not bring my wet ones in here. Okay, that's fine. Now, you might have a few bubbles. You can continue to work that in, and you might actually get a few bubbles, especially where this is rigid. But like I said, this is an upcycle. It's not going to be perfect, but I guarantee it's going to be pretty. Okay, so now we're going to decide. We're going to take this, and we can bump this up against here. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. I'm actually going to go over it a little bit, and we're going to come over, and we're going to trim this off some. So I'm going to take it to about here, and I'm just going to actually snip. Just going to snip right here a little bit, and we're going to cut this paper. Okay, so let's cut this paper. Find where I cut it. Get our paper trimmers. We're just going to line that up with the trimmer. Now, if you're good with scissors and can cut a straight line, by all means, just cut that. I can't cut a straight line to save my life with a pair of scissors, so I always get the handy dandy trimmer out. And I will tell you, I have spent a small fortune on trimmers, and this one was around $8 and some change, and it's from Cricut, and I love it. Who would have thought? It has an arm, it comes out that goes to 15 inches. I love this trimmer. Okay, so now we're going to take this, and we're just going to line this up. Again, it may not be exactly perfect, but again, that's perfectly fine. This is a upcycle, so now this time we're going to put the Modge Podge on the can. I'm going to see how this works. I think this is the first time I've used a can with the ridges on it. So let's see if this Modge Podge will, the paper roll it here. It's a lot less messier this way. You don't get your paper all sticky and your fingers all sticky, so you want to go down. Okay, so let's get this paper, and we're going to line that up right where the Modge Podge starts. There we go. And we're just going to adhere that, bring that down. There you go, just like that. I actually think I like it better doing it to the can. If you got little places sticking up, just take your Modge Podge, it's not a big deal. And take it over. There we go. And I'm actually going to seal this on the outside right here to make sure that seam is completely sealed. And I'm actually going to take this and do the same way. And look, just like that. Look at that, how pretty. Just 2 pieces of paper. And actually, you know what? We probably didn't even need, if you have a 12 by 12, I'm sure 1 sheet would have worked just fine. I honestly didn't even think about that. And keep your scraps because we will use them on another project. So I do think I'm going to go with the raffia on this. And my raffia is a mess. I've had this for years. I'm just going to take some of it. And we're going to, if it's thick raffia, just pull it apart. Raffia is made to be thin and stringy. It's supposed to look very rustic and like hay. I love it. It really takes a project to the next level. All right, so we have a raffia. And you know what? We're going to do a little bit more. More is definitely good when it comes to this. Okay, and this is really thick and stiff, so we're going to loosen this up a little bit. We're just going to take it apart and work it. As you can tell, you still got some strings right here that you can pull apart. Okay, so I think that's good. So when I'm messing with raffia, I like to get the ends somewhat together, so you know how much you have to work with, because it's going to be different lengths. It's going to be different lengths here. All right, so we actually have some more string here. Okay, do I have it? I think I have it. All right, so we've got a seam here and we got a seam on the side. So we're going to make this right here our front. So I'm going to turn this around, and I'm just going to take the raffia. And this may be too short. I may have to go longer. Yes, definitely. This is definitely too short. So we're going to put this raffia to the side. I didn't plan that very well. All right. So let's try this again. So we're just going to get it, and we're going to pull the strings apart. Pull these strings apart. I think you get what I'm doing. We're going to take this and we're going to tie this around here. Look at that. And we just got some raffia on that. There we go. And I think what would be really pretty is if we took some more and we actually made a bow. So we're actually going to pull this apart. And we're going to pull it apart. And we're going to tie a bow. We're going to tie a bow. And I am no bow tire. This is probably my weakest link in crafting. I love bows. I can't tie a good bow to save my life. Maybe one day. There we go. And just take the bow, and we're going to put the bow right there. And we're going to just chop this off. Okay. I'm going to grab my glue dots. Now these are just glue dots. These are on a roll. You can get these at your craft store. I'm sure there's plenty of places online that sells them. And I don't know about the Dollar Tree, but they very possibly could. So leave me a comment. If they have these at the Dollar Tree, let me know. I'll have to check it out. Make sure I'm in the right section because I don't think I've seen them. All right, so we're just gonna glue dot this here. I may go back in with my hot glue gun and do that because it would probably stay a lot longer, but I don't have it out, so. Okay, that is our can for the day. This was just an empty can from the kitchen, actually from my restaurant, and we turned it into this beautiful fall decoration. Now I will bring you a second video to show you what we're going to do on the inside. Like I said, I do believe we might do some flowers, but when I make my mind up, I'll come back to you. I want to thank each of you for taking your time out today and watching my channel. Please give me a thumbs up and share my channel. I'm trying to build it and put myself out there a little bit. I hope y'all have a great day, and remember, go out and make somebody smile today. Thank you.